Alright, I'm just gonna be here showing how to beat MLG Bear Run, because some people can't do it, and that's sad. MLG Bear Run, so if you have the map downloaded, SV Cheats 1 in the console, and then map DR MLG Bear Run, and then if you just press enter, it'll fill in the rest of it, so. Exhausted today, I'm sorry. Probably just because engineer traps things would. So anyway, if load something, that'd be great. And there we go. Go. And that'll add a bot. Will be the death metaphor.
Control point enabled.
Unless you tell it what to do. So that's fine. So the start of the map, it's pretty simple, just parkour and movement. If you jump and then tap S like that, like you jump, hold S. So if you hold on the S key, you will stop. So you have to hold the S key for about 1 second, and then you'll start moving in midair. So jump. Yeah. This is my first time doing it today, so it's not going to be perfect. You have to know when to hold your jumps and when to keep going, and that's an important part about playing on this map.
5, 4,
So wait for
3,
the
2,
doors.
1.
But it just gives you God mode basically, so you can't die while you're doing stuff. But jump, stop when you're over it, jump, stop when you're over it, jump, etc, etc, until you get here. Now there are 2 ways of doing this. If the death is over there, you can, like that, and try and stay on the edge so it won't push you off. Or you can just make it all the way if you feel like doing that. They're both pretty risky, so if you want, you can just take it normally, take it slow. But I just prefer to jump all the way over. That's just me. This part seems to screw a lot of people over, so what you do is, you see I'm just tapping the D key here. So every time I get a little bit lower on the platform, I just tap the D key. And then you just have to hold W and tap the D key, and then jump off. Pretty simple, right? And if you don't want to hold the D key and don't want to hold W and tap D, sorry, you can just look like in this direction and hold W, and you'll make it as well. A general rule of thumb, if you are looking at the wall, you want to kind of line it up with something on the wall. So if you're standing here, line the way you're looking up with that little corner there, and then W. Done. This trap can't kill you if you stand on this yellow line. Don't even be bothered by it. And if you type r_draw clip brushes 2, it'll show clip brushes as these solid boxes. So yeah, there's an invisible line that you can walk along all the way up to the first platform, which is kind of useful if you just want to mindfuck people and stuff, etc, etc. But yeah, So you can't actually jump out onto there, even though it shows the clip brushes are out there. You still can't get up there. So anyway, you're gonna want to keep jumping, just strafe and then hold S. Done. This bit's a bit more complicated. So when you land on the platform, you want to hold S, and then as soon as you land, press W and spacebar, then press S when you're above the next platform. So W spacebar S, W spacebar S, W spacebar S, W spacebar S. Done. So for those people who didn't catch that, so now we're in sort of slowed down time, adjusted host timescale 0.25. So now I'm gonna kind of go through it slower. So walking off, W space, when you're over the platform, tap S, then W and space, S, W and space, W and space again, because I have enough speed, and then just W and space. If you're too close to the edge of a platform, or you're too far back on it, just hold W and space and you'll be fine. Alternatively, you can just bunny hop and do it like this, so holding A, then D, then W, then A, then W, then D, then W, then A. Just guiding the mouse for where I want it to go. So, this is just crouch jumping simulator, you know, tap S, so make sure you don't fall off. But alternatively, if you don't feel like tapping S, you can just run into the invisible wall, and that'll stop you. But you can just jump over that trap, so that's fine. This wall trap, genuinely, what you want to do is you just want to rush. Most deaths don't expect a player to rush through that trap, and they won't be able to press the button in time to kill you. So, alternatively, if you wanted to, you could just drop, but it doesn't get you further across the platform, so it's up to you ultimately. These platforms, you want to jump while looking at the wall, sort of. So if you're looking at the wall, you can hold A and S to get the same effect as holding just S before. So jump, AS, jump, AS, jump, AS, jump, AS. And then on this side, it's the same as AS, but you use D instead of A because you're on the right wall. So jump, SD, jump SD, jump SD, jump SD. You can skip that platform if you want to, but it's not as safe. So unless you're speedrunning it, just jump to that platform. These always break in the same pattern, so if you get on to, let me just hit the button and show you. So hit the button, they'll always break in this pattern, so you can use a spray to kind of figure out where the first block ends, and then just jump, 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 and you'll make it. So this next section, I've seen some people crouch off, and then jump, like that. So they crouch off and then jump, which is a little bit riskier in my opinion, but it stops death from being able to activate the trap on you as easily. Or some people just strafe. Or you can do the S trick again, it's just more precise. Now for the bit that confuses literally everybody. There is a consistent way of doing it, and you have to know how to do it. There are many ways of doing it, but this is just the simplest way that I can find of doing it. So what you want to do is land in the middle. So on that part of the first one. So you'll line up with the middle of it, sort of. You don't have to be too precise, as long as you're sort of in the middle, you'll be fine. Walk off, tap S, like that. You wanna On this, you want to make sure that you are crouched when you hit it, otherwise you won't get enough momentum. Then you want to guide yourself to the left yellow part of the second block, which should set you up nicely. So look at that, look at that, here we go. And it depends on what you want to do, but if you are standing up when you get to the last one, so you can either stand up like that, and you'll hit your head off the wall, off the ceiling, sorry. Then you can also crouch, and then crouch after, so you can stand up before you hit this block, then crouch before you hit the roof. That'll give you some extra space. Or you can just decide, hey, you know what, I don't want to stand up today, and that happens. It is possible to circumvent that if you can land far enough back on the platform, but it doesn't always happen, of course. So just keep that in mind when doing this, that not every time you'll be able to get crouch, otherwise you'll fall off. But if you can time it right, you can stop yourself on the last one and live like that. But it's much more tricky. So, in general, to pass this trap, all you want to do, crouch, land on that, while standing up, and done. The next bit is just some parkour. It's not really that difficult. You can jump from there to there, if you feel like it. It's not really completely necessary, but you can do that if you'd like to. And then this is just jumps. If you can get from here, you can land on that platform and skip a really tough spiral section like that. But to show you how to do it anyway, you want to come onto the corner of it, and then just kind of try and jump around the side. Like that. It does get a little bit tighter here, but you should be okay. And then this bit, you can just crouch over it, it's fine. And this barrel will also not kill you if you're not inside the range of the trap. So if you're on this bit, it won't hurt you. This bit, there is a bomb trap in the middle. So, right there. And if you are an engineer, if you have the gunslinger, you can just stand above it and then jump. And then it'll just blast you upwards, and you can try and surf the damage onto this. But the way to do these platforms is much simpler than the other one. You remember the WS, like W space S thing we did earlier, right? You want to do W space and then S to land on it. And then you want to do just strafing. You want to strafe until you are above that block, then tap S to stop your momentum when you're above it, then make sure you're standing up, and you can just boost over to the platform. So, double space S, and then this is the same as the first platform, where you just press D, or look in a direction, like that. And then the second platform is tilted differently, but it's the same general principle, so it's fine. This trap will just suck you into this hole and then kill you, so this is one of the more difficult traps to juke because you're always on a moving platform. But you know, the moving platform isn't difficult at all if you can get on the edge of it and then hold D here. On the other platforms, it's S, I believe. Let me just double check that. Right. Because getting on the edge in of itself is difficult, but if you can do it, you basically have immunity to the trap. So it usually only works on this one, so you can do that. And then jump. If you're jumping backwards, just remember to tap D or look in the right direction and press W when you land, but tapping D is more efficient. This one actually sends you in the opposite direction, like that, so you have to tap A instead. And then you can just space and S casually until you get over to the end of the map. So that was how to beat MLG Bear Run. I'll try and give a complete run if I can. I'll see what I can do next. I'll do it as heavy just to show you that it is possible to do if you're a slower class. It just makes it slightly more difficult.
5, 4, 3.
So while not impossible, being a slower class like heavy does make it much more difficult to do.
Yeah!
So here we go.
Here I come!
With heavy, you can actually b-hop on some stuff more consistently, which is nice. But it's not really too big of an issue, because I've played this map way too much. But making those tighter jumps is difficult as heavy, so the more you know. For this as heavy, I just strafe, because otherwise it's too difficult. Because I'm a baby. But yeah, it's not exactly impossible. It's just extremely difficult. But yeah, if you guys want to see any guides on any other Death Run maps that you're struggling with or something, then let me know in the comments and I'll try and get round to those when I can. So yeah, platform, jump, nice. It's pretty much consistent all the way, but you can still fail on jumps like that. If you actually turn to the side while you jump, you get a bigger hitbox to land on it, which is nice with heavy, because heavy does have one of the biggest hitboxes in the game. So just turn on your side and you'll usually make most difficult jumps. So again, this time I have to go around the edge, but it's not difficult, just crouch and press the buttons at the right times and you'll make it. You can't do this jump as heavy unless you have a mod that sets your speed to be the same between all classes, like on Outpost Death Run, or I think Disc FF, but yeah, that's just me. Yeah, as heavy you definitely have enough health to surf that rock or explosion and live. If you crouch, you get more speed. Like, I mean, not speed, just distance, but it's not exactly life-changing. So even though you know the map very well, you can still mess up on it, because it is still a very challenging parkour map. And just don't be fazed by the fact that these platforms are tilted. It literally does nothing to change the way you're going to jump. And that was MLG Bear Run.
Victory.
So, yay! Yeah. Like and subscribe and share the video if you know someone struggling with this map and all that stuff. And I'll see you guys later, I suppose. Bye.